Hello, my name is Corina Reyes. My team and I will be discussing proper hygiene with you all. Let's start out with our agenda for today. Hina is going to tell us about the importance of proper hygiene. We will take a closer look at how germs can spread and steps we can take to form new habits. Next, we are going to begin our first activity. Thomas will lead and explain the soap and pepper activity thoroughly. After our first activity, we will have an icebreaker led by CJ. The icebreaker will lead us into activity 2. Shortly after, we will have our debrief where Brenda will ask everyone a few questions. Juliet will later discuss the importance of proper hygiene and how it correlates with the spectrum of prevention. Tran will conclude the presentation with an overview of the information.
Hi everyone, I'm Hina, and today I'm going to be discussing the importance of proper hygiene. So what is proper hygiene? Proper hygiene is a lifelong habit that's important at any age. You could be a child, you could be an adult, you could be a senior citizen. Doesn't matter, it's important. People are bound to spread germs, viruses, bacteria in social situations such as school or work. So it's important to keep the following habits in mind, which is washing hands, brushing teeth, bathing, wearing clean clothes, and there's many more, but these are some of the most basic habits. Today we're going to be going in more in depth about washing your hands with soap. So germs, viruses, bacteria, they can all spread through physical contact, through hugging, kissing, handshakes, through your nose, mouth, eyes, and hands. Bacteria can even grow on food under certain conditions, and if people touch that, it can result in people getting sick and then passing it on to others. In relation to that, the coronavirus is occurring right now. This is a pandemic where it's affecting millions of people around the globe and thousands of people are dying. It's a very infectious virus, and the worst part about this is that it spreads without people even knowing, and people can stay asymptomatic for up to 2 weeks. That said, it's even more crucial to wash our hands periodically because we never know how or when we can get that infection. Here are some facts regarding proper hygiene. And so just under 2 million children die every year just from not washing their hands because they end up getting pneumonia and diarrhea. In addition, only 19% of the people wash their hands after using a toilet, and this is on a global scale. Another thing is that if children start to wash their hands and they start to become more educated about this, 1 out of 3 children could be protected from getting diarrhea, and 1 out of 5 children can prevent getting respiratory infections. That said, it's very important for younger populations to understand the seriousness of this, especially if they're in elementary school or preschool. This is the age to learn these habits, and if schools have not already implemented this information, they should. So that said, by taking an extra 30 seconds of the day to wash your hands periodically, you can prevent those around you from getting sick. You can prevent the overuse of antibiotics and overprescription, which is a whole another issue in itself. And you can prevent yourself from getting sick and carrying these infections.
Thank you, Hina. Our first activity will be titled the salt and pepper activity. The materials will consist of a paper bowl, dish soap, pepper, and water. The activity will demonstrate the importance of soap. The kids will begin by combining the pepper and water in a paper bowl. Then, you will ask them what will happen when you dip your finger in. At this point, nothing will happen. Then, after the kids discuss, you'll have them apply a drop of soap to their fingers before dipping it into the bowl. The pepper will disperse away from their fingers. Afterwards, have the kids discuss in their groups what occurred when soap was used. This activity was meant to symbolize the importance of using soap in regards to proper hygiene. Water alone is not enough to efficiently remove microorganisms. and the dispersed pepper in the bowl is meant to represent all of the germs which are washed away or repelled from your hands. Soap is a detergent which works to remove oils and grease from your hands or dishes through the formation of micelles. Micelles disrupts the lipid membranes of pathogens and how they stick to your skin. Essentially, soap helps to rid all the germs, grease, and oils from your skin. This promotes good health and hygiene.
Thomas. Hi everyone, my name is Christian John, or CJ for short, and I'll be going over our icebreaker today, which is called Shake and Go, and of course our activity number 2, which is also called Dirty Germs to Wash Away. The materials that we'll be using today for our icebreaker would be the glow germ powder and of course a speaker. The purpose for this is for our 3 of my members to have the glow germ powder on their hands, and it will be demonstrated for activity number 2. These germs, of course, are safe for kids, and we just want to contaminate other people in a safe possible way, of course. And it's a fun icebreaker for everyone to move and interact. So the first step, of course, is to play music through the speaker, of course, PG-13, and to follow instructions until a group member says shake. This is for everyone to move around, to shake their entire body, to dance, until someone says stop. To continue on, this is once when a person stops or everyone stops, you're going to introduce yourself to the person to the right, do some funny handshake movements or handshakes, and till someone else says remix. This is where you move to a different place, and you repeat basically until the song stops. Now moving on to activity number 2, which is called Dirty Germs to Wash Away. We'll be using UV lights, paint, and white latex gloves. The purpose of this activity is to show how fast germs can spread and explain why it's important to wash your hands, plus on how fast people can contaminate each other. So the first step is to announce that people within our group have these dirty germs, and we'll show the kids using a UV light. We'll explain and have a discussion on how fast germs can spread and how important it is to wash your hands and to practice healthy hygiene. Next, we'll explain on what happens if you don't wash your hands often, which is, of course, getting sick. Step 4 is basically having 4 group members within our group to demonstrate how to wash your hands properly using paint and white latex gloves. This explains why washing your hands this way is important, and it's still possible to pass germs if you don't wash your hands this way. Then, the last step is to allow everyone to wash their hands so they can take off the glow germ powder and, of course, the clean surface areas that still have them. The link is in the group chat below, and hopefully this could help y'all on how to properly wash your hands too.
Hi everyone, I will be going over some of the important takeaways from our presentation. So number 1, why is proper hygiene important? It's important because we are constantly interacting with others in our daily lives, and being able to have clean habits such as washing hands allows us to reduce the spread of germs in addition to reducing the risk of people getting sick. So number 2, when is it most important to wash your hands? In general, it is important to wash your hands as often as you can. However, it's especially important to wash your hands after using the restroom and before eating. Number 3, how long should you wash your hands for? You should wash your hands typically for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Number 4, what are some ways germs spread? They can spread through various ways, such as the nose, through the mouth, and the eyes, in addition to physical contact like handshakes, hugging, and kissing, and lastly, through food. And now I will go ahead and pass it on to Juliet, who will talk about the spectrum of prevention.
Hello, my name is Juliet, and I will be discussing the spectrum of prevention. And the first level of prevention that the group used was strengthening individual knowledge and skills. The inner activities helped strengthen the children's understanding of how easily bacteria can be spread. For example, the first activity with the soap and pepper provides the children with an understanding of how important it is to wash their hands for 20 seconds with soap, whereas the second activity, Dirty Germs to Wash Away, allows children to be more mindful of what they're touching and maintain that mindfulness after completing the activity. Doing both activities helps strengthen their knowledge of bacteria and helps practice proper hygiene. The second level of prevention that we used was promoting community education. Reaching out to groups of children with ways to maintain hand washing promotes health and safety in the community, and the activities taught the children and the community the impact of hand washing and how to practice hand washing. Once the children know how to sustain hygienic practices, this prevents the spread of bacteria and protects the health of the community. Next, Tran will be discussing the conclusion of our presentation.
Hi, and I am Julie. I will talk about the conclusion. In conclusion, hygiene education can make an enormous difference in overall health impact, especially during the current COVID-19 pandemic. Good personal hygiene will help people prevent illness and stay healthy. So, teaching kids proper hygiene early is a successful key to improve community health. This proper hygiene program, with 3-hour length, simple setting, low-cost budget, would be a good health promotion program for multiple communities.